It's time for me to step up.
Steph.
No. I am clearing my schedule, and I'm moving in with my sister.
I am perfectly capable of...
You are entirely too stubborn to ask anyone for help. And you do everything for everyone else. But you need me right now.
And you need me. So I'm moving in too. Kimmy, you do not need to do this.
Yes, I agree with DJ. You do not need to do this.
Yes, I do. Deej, you've been there for me my whole life. I was the kid no one wanted to hang out with. For reasons I'll never understand.
We understand.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
What a nice way to end the week with a full house. Fuller house. Boom. So the first question I had for all of you is, take me through your first table read when you guys all got back together. Because I feel like we have been talking about this for so long. What was it actually like when you were all in the room?
It was like everything was right in the world again. There were like 100 people in that room that day. There was a lot of press there that day, but we all fell into our characters so effortlessly. It was like no time had passed.
Yeah, it was a little, I'm always teary-eyed. I cry at everything, but I got a little teary-eyed because once we had all read the script, but to hear our voices aloud saying the lines, it was like we just never had left.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely not anything that I had ever expected, you know, in the 20 years in between to come back to be able to do. And, you know, when I had said goodbye at 13 years old and really thought that would be it, what a gift to be able to come back with people that I love and to have so much fun.
Jeff, how did you push the story forward?
Well, it started really back in 2007. You're talking about the whole creation of Fuller House.
And the fact that DJ is now a widow, raising kids on her own.
Oh, well.
I mean, kind of like talk me through the plot and moving it forward.
Well, it really didn't take much of a genius to figure this out. Basically, there were three girls. We used to have 3 guys raising 3 girls. Now we have three women who
Raising
are mothers.
boys.
So why not have them raise boys? So yeah, I can't really consider myself much of a genius for flipping the premise like that. But yeah, it was just sort of staring me in the face.
And how did you bring the cast together? Because everyone except the
Yeah,
Mary-Kate
everybody
Ashley
was
is
really
there.
excited about coming back. I mean, there was no pleading and begging, you know, with maybe 2 little exceptions. But
Which is noted in the first episode. I love that.
yeah, we have a little fun with the fact that Michelle is not joining us for this season, but perhaps down the road.
Because she's running a fashion empire in New York City.
Yeah. Again, not a genius to come up with that.
And how did each of you approach, I guess, the new iteration of your characters?
I mean, I had spoken with Jeff quite a bit about, you know, his ideas for what Stephanie had been up to and what she had been doing, and it was really fun to be able to fill in the blanks for what Stephanie's life had been like and some of the things that had happened to her. Some of them are addressed in a few of the episodes that we talk about, and, you know, sort of how that shaped Stephanie's views and her relationship with her sister and things like that. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, rarely do you get an opportunity as an actor to come back to a role that you played 20 years earlier and then fill in the blanks of their life and continue on.
And also, props on the British accent. Who knew?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That was several days of panic and working with a dialect coach. Yeah.
Well,
Don't hold me to it, though. It's not, but
well done.
thank you very much.
We really scared Jodie because I told her that the first draft of the script had her using that English accent for the entire pilot, and that the last thing that would happen is she would finally drop the accent, but then we cut it down to a scene. So
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And what about you, Candace? I mean, I assume you're a mother of 3 in real life, so this must have felt like coming home in a way.
It absolutely did. And Jeff and I originally talked, and he told me where he thought DJ was at, and which I thought was wonderful. And I love that she's a veterinarian, and I thought it was perfect. I mean, she was the oldest, so she had a very caring, nurturing, motherly characteristics about her because of being in that place in line of her siblings, and so it just everything felt right. And then we talked about more things, and Jeff had all of us. I mean, we met with the writers, but talk about our parenting styles and what kind of parents we are and aren't, so that as our characters would complement each other as moms and have these different parenting styles. But there's a lot of me in DJ, but there was when I was a kid, when I was 10 to 18. And it's just very natural. So I love where she's at as an adult right now.
And Andrew, it's even hard for me to address you by your given name because, oh my God, Kimmy Gibbler.
You could call me Gibbler,
like,
that's
Kimmy
okay.
Gibbler is like a staple. You guys, honestly, can I just get like schmaltzy for a second? I used to watch this every single week with my grandma used to watch me when I was little, a couple of nights a week, and it was the only show on TV that she and I could agree on. And we both thought it was hilarious and sweet, and it just you didn't have to worry about anything sketchy being shown, and it was really lovely.
Thank you, and that's a story we hear from fans so often, and I think has been a huge reason for the resurgence.
Yeah, thank you for keeping me out of Dunkin' Donuts as a cashier. So I appreciate all the support.
Well, back to Andrea Barber. How did you? I mean, was it effortless for you to just go right back into Kimmy land?
Surprisingly, yes, it was. And I was a little nervous because I left this business 20 years ago. So I was kind of like, what if I can't pull it off? What if I blow it? But it was easy. It's like Kimmy Gibbler has been lying dormant inside of me all this time. And she's such a fun character to play. I love this character so much. And I always figured Kimmy Gibbler would turn out one of two ways. Either she was going to be like a complete genius, or she
like running Microsoft or something.
Yeah, exactly. She'd be a juggernaut, or she would be just her same zany, eccentric self. And so that's the direction we took the character in. Was she's still zany and wonderful and hysterical, but she's matured now. She's a party planner. She's a single mom, and she takes those things very seriously. But she's still a lot of fun.
And that actually brings me to a point I really wanted to make, which is I love that the show addresses single parenthood and all the different iterations of family that you see now, because it's not the traditional mom, dad, 3 kids, dog, aunts and uncles living nearby. Jeff, was that always your intent?
Well, that was the original show certainly explored alternative families, and this is another version of that for sure. So yeah, I mean we pride ourselves on being an example for kids watching this who maybe don't have a traditional mom and dad set up at home, to say it doesn't matter who your parental figures are, as long as there's love in the house.
Speaking of DJ Tanner,
Yes.
Are we going to see you dating some hotties?
Yes.
It's about damn time.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. You did some really great casting.
Yeah, I got to cast cute guys this time around. Not as much fun as the old days.
Yeah,
You're
as
taking
young
one for the
girls.
team. Taking one for the team, Jeff.
Right, we had to watch them go through all the ladies on the show. So it's our turn now to have some great guys. Well, we all know that Steve is back. Yes, and we're all grateful, I think, realizing at this point that Steve and DJ didn't get married, because if they had, Steve wouldn't be here.
He would be dead.
He'd be dead.
Which would be sad.
It would be. So he's alive and well, and he's back. But, DJ's exploring I don't even want to say she's playing the field. She's just exploring life. I mean, her husband's passed away, so, but there's a few relationships. You gotta just watch it.
And again, I'm addressing you as Kimmy. I'm really sorry. But Kimmy does have a very hot ex.
How did that happen, right? How did Kimmy Gibbler
So
land Fernando?
I mean...
Hot and funny. Absolutely hilarious.
Hysterical. All of us at the table reading were like, jaw open, like, oh, he's so hot. We were all like, who gets him? Who gets him?
It's just so unexpected for Kimmy to end up with such a great, hot guy. And I can't wait for everybody to meet Juan Pablo de Pache, who plays Fernando, because he is hysterical. And the chemistry between Fernando and Kimmy is great and complicated. And there's a lot of potential there.
Had you guys all stayed in touch over the last 20 years? I mean, I imagine you have lives and you're busy and you have like kids to raise and things to do. But I mean, do you have like a text chain or an email chain or Facebook or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, we actually
Ridiculous.
do. Our text chains are sort of ridiculous and include lots of Bitmojis. And, you know, if I walk away from my phone for 5 minutes while the whole cast is, you know, including Bob and Dave and John, texting each other, I miss like 37 text messages. So we have a lot of fun together. And we've all remained really close and stayed in contact through the years. It's been, you know, an extended family for me.
Mm-hmm. And here is your chance, since they are not here, to tell us something scandalous about Lori Loughlin and John Stamos. E.g., do they drink the blood of unicorns to stay so youthful? Especially John
We
Stamos.
did too. John gave it to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
John actually is a unicorn.
He is a unicorn?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, when he appeared on the pilot, I was like, excuse me, I mean, have you, like, do you spritz with Evian 8 times a day? Like, do you rub your face in powdered gold? Like, what? But, I mean, what was it like being back together with your dad on the show and those guys?
We're all, memories are going through my head, so I am laughing. I mean, it's great. The jokes from 30 years ago that you guys wouldn't get are hysterically funny to us today, and it was like all the old jokes are just, they're coming back, and all we did was laugh. I think this time around we had to take care of the guys a little bit more because we were the women in charge this time, and we're like, guys, come on, and help Bob, you know, remember his lines sometimes, and go like, you hid your lines there in that drawer. Yeah.
It took like 3 times as long to do the scenes when the whole cast was there as it did when it was just the 3 ladies.
Because the ladies are in charge.
Absolutely.
That's right. Sorry, Jeff.
No, it's their turn for sure.
And how often do the guys and Lori come back? Because I know they technically live in LA and Vegas. So, I mean, on the show at least. So, is it just kind of?
They drop in and out throughout the series.
Okay.
So you just got to watch each episode and
They're in about half the shows. So,
and not always all together.
yeah, sometimes it's just one of them or 2 of them or all 4 of them.
What would the real life dynamic be like if the 3 of you lived together?
That would be so fun.
Awesome. It would be amazing, yeah. We get along so incredibly well. I mean, we
Like
laugh
annoyingly
together.
well.
Yeah. We laugh together. I mean, Candace and I, you know, the 4 of us went to dinner last night, and she and I were walking out of the restaurant crying because we were laughing
Tears.
so hard at something Andrea said. I mean, and that's what we get to work with every day. We work with our best friends, and we have so much fun, and that would be awesome.
That's why you guys have to watch all of this so Netflix can renew the next season so we can just keep working together and having fun.
I call the biggest
So please,
bedroom
I
now.
beg of you.
I mean, honestly, look
I call
at,
it-
you know, there's so many young faces in the audience, and yet everyone is
They don't have
interested in the
jobs,
show.
that's why.
No, they're actually employed.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yes. And they choose to be here. And I find it so fascinating that a show that aired 20 years ago still has this resonance. What do you guys attribute it to, and what do you hear from fans?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons. I think the main reason, though, is the magic that the cast had. I mean, there's been lots of shows that have had good family messages, and they haven't resonated like this. So I think in the end, it was this group of people we put together, the chemistry they had, the love that shone through every week. It felt real because it was real. And the other thing was we had the Olsen twins, and honestly, no other show has ever attempted before or since to raise a baby in front of America, and we just happened to pick the cutest baby on the planet. And, you know, that was a big part of the show. I mean, we did episodes where, you know, the main story was about a 3-year-old that would let a bird fly away, and America was like, "Oh my God, what's going to happen?" You know,
Michelle Tanner.
and those were our most popular episodes. And you know, what other show was exploring the inner life of a 3-year-old? and getting, gazillions of viewers. So it made the show different and unique. And, as far as it's standing the test of time, I think it's just, people love the characters and the stories are still resonating today. But obviously there's a picture of Paula Abdul in, DJ's bedroom, and I'm sure that it's like, who is that woman? So,
really?
but, so all the jokes don't work, but the feeling does.
And are you guys in touch with Mary-Kate and Ashley, or is it just totally separate?
I still can't tell them apart, so I'm not in touch with them personally.
I know Bob is, because I know that they've had
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
meetups.
I'm not regularly, but I saw Ashley last month, and we all had dinner. It was great.
Wow, I want to be part of these dinners.
They're
We
fun.
have fun dinners.
Do you guys have, after you wrap an episode, do you have something, like, do you guys all go out together? Do you have any kind of ritual that you do? Clearly, yes, because you're not.
We're all moms too, so I think part of it is like, at least for
Mommy
me,
night out?
My kids are there. They come to the taping, and I got to get them home and get them up and get them ready for school the next morning. So I'm like trying to pack everything up and get out of my dressing room and head home. But when the opportunity arises, we try and do some fun stuff together. But balancing mommy life and work life sometimes gets in the way of having fun.
At the beginning of every tape night, I always think, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I'm gonna go home right after this taping and go to bed because I'm so tired. But as soon as we wrap the show, I'm like, let's go out and have some food and drink, because the adrenaline is just pumping from the live audience.
It's true.
It's such a rush. So Candace and I will frequently go out after a taping and celebrate.
Yep.
Has being moms in real life impacted how you play your characters?
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Definitely.
There's a lot of times because there's a big writing staff and there's several women on it, but there are also several men. But sometimes, depending on who's writing the script that week, even though it's a team, some things as a mom that are just logical to me as a mom or just instinctive as a mother, they're not in the script. And then you're like, hey, well, as a mom, I wouldn't. And you have to point those things out. So they get obvious to me, but sometimes lost at the very beginning. And then, of course, there's always being a mom and then being a mom to the kids on the set. That's a whole different thing, which is pretty great for all of us to be able to share our experiences having grown up on television with this new generation of kids that are now going to be growing up on television.
And so what advice are you guys giving them, assuming that they even are asking for advice?
I've talked to them, and they just tell them to enjoy the moment. Really enjoy the moment.
Yeah, the kids, this is their first major sitcom, so I think there were some nerves in the beginning, and we just tell them to enjoy it, and the number one piece of advice is wait for the laughs, because they're not expecting the laughs from the live audience, and it's so easy just to, you memorize your lines so you want to say them, but you got to wait for those laughs, and sometimes those laughs last a really long time.
Yeah, one thing I will just say about the laughs, because you always hear, oh, it's all that canned laughter. I have to tell you, we shot these 13 episodes, and in front of a live studio audience, about 300 people, I believe, is our audience. The laughs are what you're hearing on the show, and the screams and the applauses is really from the audience. And sometimes they seem so indulgent, particularly in the pilot, because they last for so long.
'Cause
But
it's
that was
nostalgic.
not
That's
added
right.
to.
Yeah.
It wasn't fake. It's not canned. It's really the audience, because people were freaking out. And for all 13 episodes, people were really laughing in the seats.
There's a joke that we do about what happened to Michelle in the first show, and the laugh, seriously, the first 2 times, it was like 4.5 minutes long, and there's no cutaway. So we actually did it 3 times so that we could get, a laugh that wouldn't take up the entire show. So the audiences have been great. For a brand new show, usually, it hasn't even been aired yet. Normally, there's, nobody knows the characters, so you don't get those kind of laughs. But because everybody comes to this show with such good feelings about the cast, the live audiences are amazing.
And I like how you sneak little jabs in there, like with Trump. Well done.
Oh yeah,
We're very well done. Well played.
We do have a little Donald Trump joke in.
Yes. You guys will, when you watch the first one, you'll.
To which I warned him about. I was like, you better take this out because he may be our candidate. And he's like, oh, no way. There's not a chance. Well,
Yep.
yeah. Go watch the debate tomorrow night. Okay. Look
Oh
at
my
the polls.
goodness. And for each of you, what is your fondest memory of your last day on set for the first time around?
The curtain call. I mean, I'll speak for just myself, but I think I speak for all of us when that final curtain call was filled with a lot of tears and a lot of love because we didn't think we would ever come back 20
to
years
this.
later and get to do this again. What show gets to do that? So it was very emotional.
It makes me cry almost thinking about it. Like I remember I was standing backstage with Andrea and like holding you and just sobbing. You know, it was goodbye to an era. It was goodbye to a big part of our childhood. And so when we came back to do this, it made me cry even that much more because I just remembered saying goodbye.
Well, all of you look insanely, freakishly youthful. I can't even stand it. Like
John Stamos,
John
1999.
Stamos, I don't even.
You can buy it.
Unicorn
John
blood.
Stamos.
Yours on Amazon.
I mean, and look at our audience. I'm sure they have questions, so let's turn it over.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hey.
Hi, thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to say that the show ended when I was 1 year old, and I've been watching it this entire time, so that's amazing. Sorry, I'm like shaking. My question for you is if there are any more nostalgic episodes that you remember for each of you from the original show.
I like the one where Stephanie crashed the car through the kitchen.
That's one of my favorites.
That was
too.
kind of awesome, and it was, like I would say, it was such a great sitcom moment of crashing a car through a kitchen window, and nobody else in the house, it took a little while to come running down and notice that a giant car had come through the kitchen, but it was fun, those sorts of things were just really fun, and as a kid, it was like, yes, I get to watch stunts, you know what I mean, I loved it.
Mine has always been the one where DJ forgets Kimmy's 16th birthday.
Sorry, Kimmy.
It was such a fun episode, and now it's my favorite now because I get to tease her every year, and I say, on July 3rd, which is my real birthday, don't forget my birthday, and where's my hash brown cake?
Every year.
And I actually personally love the fact that I've turned into Bob Saget's character because I'm a total germaphobe clean freak. And I remember watching him as a kid being like, oh my God, what a loser. And now I'm the one who's like wiping up after my kid. Like,
It happened.
like
Oh,
a crazy
I know.
person, Next question, please.
Hi guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm like in awe right now. And can I just say this is like the ultimate Throwback Thursday happening right now?
Yes.
Why, yes.
Yes,
it is.
I
Right,
didn't even
there
think
we go.
about that.
And tomorrow will be the ultimate TGIF.
Nice one.
So my question is, if your characters had a theme song to describe themselves this season, what would it be?
I'm so bad
boy.
at those kinds of questions. I'm terrible at them.
Theme song to describe herself.
Beyonce's Formation, all about ladies.
All that, you know what? I have to say, the single ladies.
Yeah, you
That's
could
a
do
good
that.
Beyonce,
Ladies,
single
yeah.
ladies. Yeah, that kind of speaks for all of us, but particularly me, because Stephanie got no love in this season, Jeff. No. It's all right.
He's going to make up for it.
Yeah, no, I'm teasing, but yeah, I think Beyonce.
I'm raising a 13-year-old boy on the show and a 7 and a newborn baby. But with that 13-year-old, it might be, my mama don't like you. She like everyone. Little Justin Bieber. Watching over my kids.
And Jeff, would you please get Ryan Gosling to guest star for her, please?
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
We'll take care of
Perfect,
that right
done,
away.
sealed. Date this today. Let's
know
just
he's-
all make a mental note.
He's got to be dying to do Fuller House. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure.
Come on. It could happen.
Hi, guys. First of all, I just want to say in high school, my nickname was Gibbler because I was that friend that would always go to people's houses just completely unannounced and eat their food.
I love it.
So thank you
Yes.
for that. But I just want to know, we're seeing a lot of TV reboots coming up, like with Gilmore Girls just being announced. So if there was any show that you guys would like to see come back for a reboot, what would it be?
Well, it'll never happen, but I would love to see Friends come back.
Friends. My So-Called Life. I was actually just talking
My
about that show
So-Called
today.
Life,
Oh, so
yes.
good. Yeah.
One
This
season,
one,
Claire
right?
Danes, Jared
Yeah.
Leto. Oh,
Freaks
so
and Geeks.
good. Yeah.
This one's too old, but I grew up on Happy Days. I loved it. Loved
Well,
it.
I'd like to see Hanging with Mr. Cooper come back, just because I created it. And I'd like to see both of the shows come back. So, yeah, I know there's big demand for that, too.
Hi, I'm Lisa. My friend and I, that's here with me, we are super fans, and we flew across the country to see the taping of the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And it was so awesome. It was like the greatest moment of my life, especially watching that curtain call after watching it 30 years ago. I was bawling in the audience. I mean, it was so amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for doing this. My question is, how was it decided that Carly Rae Jepsen would do the new theme song?
Well, first we got Butch Walker involved. I don't know if you guys know
Oh,
who
he's
Butch
amazing,
Walker
yeah.
is, but that guy is the most
Yeah.
talented singer,
Songwriter.
producer. He produces Taylor Swift and Pink, and
Yeah.
the list goes on and on. And so he was not a close friend, but a friend of mine, and I came to him with this idea, and I couldn't believe he said yes. Like, sure, I'll produce it. So once we got Butch involved, then real artists were interested in coming and and playing with us. And so Carly Rae, we offered it to her, and she jumped at the opportunity, and she did a great job. And I think it's available for purchase now it's up on iTunes.
That's
So,
a really cool story.
Yeah, but
The
it came out really
version,
cool.
I think, right? Did they do an extended version of the song?
Yeah, so the only version that existed was that one on the old show, which I think the long version was 1:20 or something. But now there's an expanded 3-minute and 10-second, full version of the song, and it rocks. It's great. So
That's
check
amazing. And we have time for one more question, please.
Hi, guys. My question's actually for Andrea. I was just wondering if maybe this season that there would still be that kind of fun, bad influence going on towards DJ, and that we all love so much.
I say watch episode 2
Watch episode 2.
when they go out, or was it?
Oh, that's
episode
episode 3. Yeah, I wouldn't say Kimmy was a bad influence. I think she was a fun influence. She was, well, except for the part where we forged your homework. Okay, so maybe she was a bad influence.
And
no,
you got
Kimmy's-
drunk at the frat party.
Yeah, okay, you're right. I don't think Kimmy's a bad influence this time around. I think Kimmy has moved into support DJ, and in turn, DJ ends up supporting Kimmy too. We're both single moms in this together, and even though we're single moms, we are never alone. There's a big support
DJ's definitely the most straight-laced of the 3, so the 2 of them kind of help her just loosen up a little bit and have a little more fun.
And when does the first episode air?
The entire season airs
on Netflix.
On Netflix. At 12:01 a.m. It will be out there. So if you guys want to stay up tonight.
Finally.
Thank you guys so much for being here to
Thank
talk
you.
about
Thank you.
Awesome Thursday.